It's been a soggy few days here on the Costa del Sol. British weather almost to mark Britain's imminent exit from the EU. But you do sense among some Brits here a relief that the way things have turned out. The withdrawal agreement signed, certain rights guaranteed for life. But to qualify, you've got to be legally resident in a host EU country before the end of the transition period, the end of the year, according to Boris Johnson. And there's thought to be many thousands of Brits living under the radar here in Spain, as well as part-timers who come and go. So there's a real rush to get registered before the deadline, particularly among pensioners keen to guarantee their free healthcare. But you also hear concerns that the withdrawal agreement only goes so far. If you're legally resident in Spain, you can work here, but not necessarily across other EU countries, because freedom of movement ends when the transition period ends. You speak to some Brits here, they're not bothered by any of that. They can't wait for Brexit. For others, they'll tell you that come the end of the month, they'll be shedding a tear. The weather may be untypically iffy, and Brexit days away. But the British love affair with Spain appears undimmed.
This is the pool, and it's also got a little pool at the back.
There'll be painful choices.
I would have to relinquish my British citizenship.
Oh, I got them all right.
All the Brexit questions.
All the Brexit questions right.
Enthusiasm.
It's the best thing that's ever happened to Britain since Margaret Thatcher, took Britain to the Falklands.
And regret.
I'm not ready to let go of this.
As Britain leaves the EU, there are Brits abroad who call it home, and those who'd like to join them, wondering what next.
That's nice.
Market Day in Fuengirola on the Costa del Sol. A popular spot for British immigrants, of whom there are more in Spain than any EU country. The Brexit trade-off that was finally struck means certain rights to live, work and travel in the EU are guaranteed. But that offer, though, is only good for a limited time only, until the end of the transition period. So there's a real incentive for people, if they're coming, to get out here quickly. So, until recently in Derry, you were living where?
In Egbert, Liverpool, just by Liverpool Airport.
Okay, how does this compare?
Well, the view, it's a lot different, as you can see, and we've got our own pathway to our pool, which you don't get in Egbert.
You haven't got an outdoor swimming pool in Egbert?
No, for some reason, no.
Derry and his family have hurried a move to Estepona in southern Spain. Wow, so you moved here 2-3 years quicker because of Brexit?
Because of Brexit, yeah.
He was eager to get the same rights as Brits already here. That means applying for residency in Spain during the transition period, which Boris Johnson says won't be extended beyond the end of the year.
This is Porto Manus, Millionaire's Paradise in Marbella, and this is here lab.
Derry's family are hoping to set up a business here, training beauticians to carry out advanced procedures. He voted for Britain to leave the EU, but he's chosen to remain within it.
I've been to other EU countries and they're not like Spain, so I think it's Spain's culture, not the EU culture. But I think it will benefit me and my family being in the EU. Once Britain's out the EU, if anyone wants to do what I'm going to do, it's going to be a lot harder and it costs a lot more. So it'll probably put people off a lot more too.
Do you think that's like a price worth paying for Brexit?
If it's going to make Britain a better country, and the people who live there want to live there, then yeah, definitely.
High in the Andalusian hills, it's no longer just the lifestyle or the landscape drawing Brits to Spain. For British pensioners, uncertainty around future access to free healthcare has meant a rush for Spanish residency before the transition period deadline.
Fanny,
Thank you very much.
es posible. Cinco café.
Carol and her husband Mike have been spending part of the year here since she was recovering from chemotherapy a decade ago.
It's traditional tiles on.
But Carol's cancer has just relapsed.
After you can.
Just when you were getting ready to move out here full time, your diagnosis is keeping you back in the UK.
It's keeping us back in the UK, and it means that we just don't know when we can come back here. I am going to spend half my life in Torbay Hospital, I think. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Brexit has brought a cut-off date. 11 months left to apply for the current package of rights, including pensioners' healthcare. Carol and Mike fear they'll miss out.
The health care issue is a big one, because there's no way that I would countenance bringing us here and risking Carol having some sort of a setback.
Waking up on the day of the referendum was like being told I got a cancer all over again. As it's gone on, it's got worse each time it's come through. For me, it's like the day my dad died. It's something inside me has been taken away that I don't want taken away.
Which TV show has been hosted by Boris Johnson, William Hague?
Quiz night in this British bar. They discover we've added a special round.
Okay, round 4, Brexit.
Things won't change. I think it's the best thing we've ever done. Get out. Simple as that.
January the 31st comes. What do you say? Excited?
I know I'm already excited because it's happening on the 31st of January. I don't need to wait till then. I'm excited now to see that we get the deal through in 12 months because I believe Boris will do it.
When the transition period ends, will UK citizens officially resident in Spain automatically be able to work in another EU country?
Yet to be decided, but the answer's got to be yes.
Also pondering the end of freedom of movement for British workers, 21-year-old Leon.
I want to work as an English teacher.
An English teacher, sorry, yes, yeah. He's decided to take Spanish citizenship, which under Spain's strict laws may mean giving up his UK passport.
It's a choice between the UK or the whole of Europe. I can't cut myself off from every other country in Europe and all the possibilities that may lie there.
Hi, how you doing? Well, and who is this?
This is Luke.
Oh, wow.
See?
Leon has a new baby brother. The whole family may soon leave Britain behind.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Is Luke going to have more or less freedom, do you think?
I think he's going to have a lot less freedom. It does make me sad that young people who had no say are going to be the ones that are going to have to live with it, and they've really had no say in it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
For the British in Europe, this is a treasured way of life as the post-Brexit future is set to take shape.